I love putting the scrubs on. That was really fun about going back for the 400th, getting to be actually on set, wearing scrubs, acting with so many other characters, as well as Jesse, walking the halls, just like, and hanging with my crew. It was really, really, really fun.
What were your thoughts on Ellen taking a step back from her full-time role on Grey's?
I don't know much about it. I think the last I heard, she's not doing as many episodes. Right. I'm probably the wrong person to ask. I'm out of the loop. But yeah, I mean, she's been working so hard in this role for so long. It makes sense that she wants to take a breather and pursue some other things and still keep her foot in the door. I think that's great for her. I wish her the best.
Definitely. Do you have a favorite memory of her with her on set?
I just remember her being such like a mama bear when I was pregnant, and when my babies were little. In terms of telling me how to voice the things that I needed, and caring so much about the mama experience on set. That's my like fondest memory of her. She's always wants to support everyone, especially the mamas.
How did it feel to be back? Is there any talks about, April coming back next season as well?
I have no idea about the future for April. Like when I went back for the 400th episode, I was invited like a couple of weeks before I was on set. It all happens very, very fast. So if they were to bring me back, I probably wouldn't know about it until I was about ready to go to a fitting, So I always keep that door open. It's always fun to check in with her and see how she's doing. I love putting the scrubs on. That was really fun about going back for the 400th, getting to be actually on set, wearing scrubs, acting with so many other characters, as well as Jesse, walking the halls, just like, and hanging with my crew. It was really, really, really fun and pretty surreal at the same time.
Oh, definitely. I mean, what do you miss the most about playing April? What do you miss the most about her?
I don't necessarily feel like I miss playing her. I think I miss, there's something really sweet about having one community that you keep coming back to day after day, where you really feel known and seen, and you really know the people that you're working with. Having that job for 9 years, it was such a gift, and so all the work, I've loved all the things I've done since then, but everything is brief. You're there for a few weeks, or you're there for a couple months, and then you say goodbye, and then you move on to another community, and having the longevity of solid community is a real gift in this industry. So that's what I miss the most. I feel like I got to tell so many awesome stories, and people tell me all the time how much those stories meant to them. The things April went through, the things that she suffered and then rose out of, have really inspired a lot of people. And so I'm any more stories like that as April, I'd welcome for sure.
Well, I know so many people want the story of April and Jackson to continue, and there have been maybe talks of a spin-off, and I know that you're a writer. So if you were writing that, what would you want to see happen in their story?
I'd like to kind of go back in time to see them get back together. We got that little tiny piece where the audience was informed that they had come back together, but I'd like to see that happen. I'd like to see the push and pull and the will they, won't they, and all that stuff, because I think that's really fun. And I'd also just really love to see, I think it would be an interesting concept to track the ways that they are working in underserved communities, and the ways that he's using his position of power and financial resources to benefit so many people that are in need. And that's where her heart is as well. And so, how the two of them fight for medical justice could be a very, very cool thing to watch.
Definitely. Do you think it could happen?
I don't know, maybe.
Sarah, I cannot believe the holidays are right around the corner, and I know you have some really exciting projects coming up. First being Reindeer Games Homecoming. So tell me all about the concept. why you wanted to be involved in so many different ways on this film.
Well, I had just finished shooting a Christmas movie for Twinkle All the Way, for Lifetime, called Twinkle All the Way, and I had become really inspired while working with that team there to tell my own stories. And so I came home and I came up with this outline and I pitched it to my producers from the movie. And they said, and I was assuming I would just have hire someone to write it. And they said, no, you know this story inside and out. Go home, buy Final Draft and write it. And I wrote it in 3 weeks. I wrote the first draft in 3 weeks. It's gone through many iterations since then, but it was a really exciting and fun process and totally surreal and exhilarating to start actually working on it and have a whole team of people discussing these characters that I'd made up and this place that I'd come up with. It's pretty fun.
I love that. Have you had the idea for this movie for quite some time, and how did it come to you?
No, I mean, I really just sat down to write a rom-com set at Christmas time. I love rom-coms. And I watched a few different rom-coms just to kind of get in the mode. And there are lots of different things that came from my life, like my main character, Mac, who's a science teacher. There's elements of my mom that are in her. Mac wears these like science puzzle t-shirts, and I got that. My mom has like an entire drawer full of them. And the reindeer games themselves came from my husband went to Dartmouth College, and they have this tradition every winter called the Winter Carnival, where they have teams that come up with games and they compete against each other, and it's the whole campus gets involved. And I was like, this would be really fun to do this as a whole community, a small town community Christmas fundraiser event. So that's kind of where that idea came from. And then, you know, they say, write what you know. I wrote a biology teacher. My mom was a biology teacher, and I wrote an actor. That's the two main characters. So yeah, it was fun. It's fun. It feels like a throwback to those like 1990s rom-coms.
Definitely. I love that. And I know that Grace fans are going to be so excited because I know that you're teaming up with Justin in the movie as well. Was he your first choice? And what was it like working with him again?
Oh my gosh. I would work with Justin on everything if I could. We have such a great vibe. And he's like, what's so perfect about him is, I mean, he's a tremendous actor. He brings so many ideas. Every day he shows up on set with ideas. He's one of those, he and I love to like talk everything out like crazy. So we'll process things before and after shooting, just like about the characters, like getting in. And he's also just such an amazing team player. So he's an awesome presence on set. You know that however much you have to hustle, whatever pivots you have to make, he is going to be on it. He's going to be helping whoever needs help. Like he's a dream. So we love working together.